What's up, guys, and welcome to the Isn't It Crazy podcast. My name is Rudy Perez, and I am your host. So last week, I didn't post a podcast just because I was so sickies. It wasn't the coronavirus. I know a lot of people are freaking out about that. And for me, I don't care if I get it. But for like my dad, who has breathing problems, like that's scary. Other than that, the coronavirus is just so fucking annoying. Like every year, me and my girlfriend choose where to go on vacation, and the first year I chose New York, the second year she chose Cancun, and this year, before any of this corona thing happened, I chose Rome. Maybe I'm just a gladiator fan, or I don't know, I wanted to ride around in Vespa, but now we can't go. Or apparently, I don't know if it's gonna go till summer, but if it doesn't blow over by then, what's the point of going? Everything's closed in Italy. I know soccer stadiums, they're not letting the fans in, so soccer teams are just playing against each other with no fans. I've actually seen that before, but I think it's for other reasons. I think it was some team got like fined or something. They couldn't bring their fans in. Like they violated some law or something like that. But yeah, we can't go. And if I go all the way to Italy, I know the prices on a round trip are so low. They're like maybe $1,000 just for a round trip. But if you go to Italy and there's nothing to do, then what's the point of going? Given that my girlfriend gets sick on every vacation we go to, we're not riding around in Vespas. We're going to be riding around in an ambulance because not only does she get like food poisoning, she's going to get the corona too. Fuck, we're screwed. So now we got to choose a place to go to that doesn't have the coronavirus. And one of my other places I would love to go to would be Thailand. And apparently we can't go there because they have the second most cases of coronavirus. I wanted to go to China. Other than that, if you guys have any suggestions on where we should go, please let me know. That way I can make a choice before things get more expensive and all of this thing blows over. Honestly, what places don't have corona? I think fucking Antarctica might not have corona, so we might go there. I'll snatch up a penguin. I heard it's nicer in Antarctica than it is in Chicago, so the weather might be nicer. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on where we should go this summer, maybe I'll put like a little poll and you guys could let me know what places you've guys gone to. That would help me a lot. But today I wanted to talk about breakups. I don't know, I was thinking about it in the shower. Not that I want to break up with my girlfriend. I know I'm happy and in a healthy relationship. But I was thinking about like the dumb shit people do after they break up and the good shit they do. I think one of the best things you can do is not talk shit about your ex. Don't go on social media and post, "Oh, you were nothing, you're a piece of shit." Because if you get back together, you look dumb. And everybody remembers. We're in an age of screenshots where everything's screenshotted and you could get reminded of what you said even if you deleted it. So, don't say all this shit and then end up posting a picture with them on Instagram because you look foolish and everybody remembers like, "Oh, I thought he wasn't shit." But now you guys are back together. I personally have never talked bad about my exes, not because there wasn't anything bad to say, just because one, nobody likes to hear negative shit when you're having a conversation. And two, you're not letting people know what the bad things that they did. You're letting people know that you can't make good decisions and you have terrible taste in men or women. So never talk bad about them. If people ask what happened, just tell them that it didn't work out. If they keep pushing like, "No, tell me details," then just be like, I don't know, keep it as vague as you can. Don't go into details because if you ever get back together, people will know those details and secretly I think people judge. And if you give them more to judge you about, then they will. So always, tell them it didn't work out, but you guys are still friends even if you're not. Just keep it civil. Other than that, what I've noticed every time somebody breaks up with one another, the girl always posts like a really good picture on Instagram. It's like you guys have this folder in your phone that says fire pics for post breakup. Have you ever seen that? Like, I feel like girls do that so you make the guy second guess whether breaking up was the best part. You know, you look at one and you're like, ah, damn, she looks better. She looks better now than when we were together. So you guys are evil for that. I don't know how to explain that. Guys, if you guys ever take a really good selfie, and I know you want to get that dopamine hit on Instagram, save it. And then when she posts a good one after you guys break up, you post even a better one, eh? Now the table's turned. But I don't know why people do that. They say like post breakup glow up and shit like that. The best thing you could do is take some time, you know, go do shit that you couldn't do when you had a girlfriend. Travel, fucking work on yourself, work out. If you're gonna break up, this is probably the best time to do it. Just because it's like before summer, so you get to like have a workout regimen, and then when summer comes, you could have a lot of fun, and people know you're single. It's been a while since y'all broke up, so nobody would judge you if you're with somebody else. All summer long, you could see what you like and what you don't like, and then come cuffing season around like August and September, you know, the holidays, and you already know what you want. Or maybe you met somebody this summer and you guys developed a relationship. See, so the timeline works perfectly. And again, I know my girlfriend hears this and she's like, this motherfucker's planning on breaking up with me, but I'm not. It's not what this is about. It's not something I've been thinking about. I just bring subjects to light because this is what I think about in the shower. And then I say, I'm going to talk about it in the podcast. And that's what I do. My girlfriend's like the first one who watches this. So she's going to be like, break up what? Click on it. Anyways, back to the subject here. So yeah, those are some annoying things people do when they're in breakups. You know, they do talk shit a lot. And it's like, if you get back with them, you're fucked. So always talk nice. Try to look your best. Try to work as fast as you can on yourself before summer, because summer is usually when people go out and they have their fun. You know, you're at the beach, you're at the clubs. It's more social, I guess you could say, because in the winter, especially in Chicago, you're at home all the time because it's so fucking cold. You don't want to do anything. But in summer, you're out at the park, you're at the beach, you go to a rooftop to have a drink or two. There's more opportunities to meet somebody. So if you're going to break up with somebody, you know, it's past Valentine's Day. You could work on yourself all spring long, and then summer's there. I feel like a lot of people break up right before summer too, which is really weird. It's like, did you ever really like the person if you're just waiting till summer and then probably get back with them on October? You know, just remember, always talk nice about your exes. Put yourself in the best light and always work on yourself so you meet somebody better. You know, don't choose somebody. If it didn't work out with that person, don't go and think it's going to work with another person that's exactly the same as your last person. That's not how it works. Maybe try the opposite of what that person was, and maybe you meet somebody you really like and they treat you better. You know what I was thinking about in the shower? When's the correct time to ask somebody out again? You know, you just broke up. Do you wait a month and then go out with somebody? Do you wait 3 months? Like, I know maybe like a couple of days after you break up with somebody and you go out with somebody else, you were definitely cheating on that person. You had already developed a relationship with somebody else and you just wanted to get rid of this person so you could be with the other person. But you wait a couple months. I think I'd wait like a whole year. I take some time after breakups. But that's not the plan. Again, seriously. I know she's gonna call me. She's like, you wanna break up with me. All right, so that's all I was thinking about. Other than that, this weekend I watched the fights. I'm gonna start watching the fights sober because it's really hard to remember what they did when you're drunk. And last week I couldn't do the podcast, and last week I was supposed to make a UFC 248 kind of like card breakdown, and I was just so sick I couldn't even talk, and I was so mad and disappointed in myself because maybe I could have fought through it, but you know, like I just said fuck it, I'm not gonna do it, and I felt like shit all week. So it's nice to be back. It's nice to at least be able to talk about what happened during the fights, and there's 2 fights in particular that I know everybody's talking about. One's Zhang Wei Li, that Asian girl, versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And a lot of people are just talking about it because of Joanna's forehead. If you have ever seen a hematoma, it's just swelling and blood that doesn't know where to go. So this lady looked like fucking, I don't know what she looked like. She looked like she had a double head. Everybody was concerned, and even my girlfriend's like, shouldn't they stop the fight? Uh, Probably not. If it doesn't bleed, if it's not like busted open, then she could keep going. It's just swelling of the face. Some people swell up more than others, and Joanna's forehead swelled up like another planet on her face. So, I mean, they both went at it hard. You could tell Joanna. I knew Joanna was gonna come and throw a shit ton of punches, and I didn't know what to expect about the Asian girl. I'm not even gonna try to say her name anymore because it sounds so racist and fucked up. I always say it like, no, I'm not even gonna say it because then people are gonna get mad. So I'm just gonna say Asian girl because that's what she is. She's from China. That girl's strong as fuck, and I would not be mad at a tie. I told my friend that. I told Eric, if it was a tie, both girls went at it. Both girls landed a lot of punches. Part of me is like a bit of a conspiracy theory when it comes to Dana White and China girl. God, that sounds racist. Okay, what's her name? Zhang. Okay, I'll call her Zhang because that's her first name. All right, so Zhang and Dana kind of have this relationship where Dana definitely wants Zhang to win just because China's such a big market. And you could see him pushing this fight all week long leading up to the fight. He was saying like, oh, the main event's cool, but the co-main event is what I'm excited for. You guys got to watch this girl. And a lot of it is him just trying to push this product into our faces and say, this is the Chinese superstar. We have to make her famous so I can break into the Chinese market. And it's kind of transparent when he says it because you could see he's pushing so hard for Zhang to win, and she won. And I knew if it was going to be a decision, the judges were going to sway on her side. It's good for business if she wins. And I'm not saying like they rigged it so she won, because she did do a lot more damage if you see Joanna's face. But if you're a judge and you see Joanna's face and you see Zhang's face, who the fuck are you going to choose? Joanna did land more, did throw more, but at the end of the day, who looks more fucked up? It was Joanna, so Joanna lost. And I wouldn't have been mad if she won. I wouldn't have been mad with the draw. It was a great fight. It was better than the main event, which was Adesanya versus Joe Romero. And if you haven't seen Joe Romero fight, you ask yourself, what's he doing? But I saw Joe Romero's last 3 fights, and he does the same thing. He stands in the middle. He kind of huddles. He bunkers down and hopes to God the person he's fighting just gets so tired of throwing punches that they're fatigued, and then he explodes. If you see Joe Romero, he's super slow starter, and then as the rounds keep going, he starts throwing more, and he's more explosive, and I think he's more comfortable in there. But this one was just insane. He walked up to the middle of the ring, put his hands up, and waited for Adesanya to do something. He did not move. He didn't do anything. And people are like, oh, this is a boring fight. And it's only boring if you don't know what you're watching. If you know exactly how Romero fights and who Adesanya is, then you understand what's happening. And Adesanya is just a counter puncher. And Romero, the thing about Romero is that he had a lot of chances in that fight that he did not take. He hit Adesanya, and then you could see Adesanya was respecting that power because it did hurt him. And Romero didn't catch up on that. He didn't go for those big looping shots anymore. He just kind of waited to see what Adesanya was going to do. There's another instance where Romero took Adesanya down and easily just fucking plowed through homeboy, and he didn't take that advantage either. So it's like, what are you doing? There's 2 clear-cut reasons to why you should punch or take him down, because it was so easy for you to do, and you don't do anything. And I hate guys that, like, the last round, that's when they want to try. That's when they want to go balls out. It's like, you're fighting, this is your last chance to get a championship, and you're going to do that. You have to go for it. I told my friend, I was like, the only way Romero's going to win this fight if he comes out like a bat out of hell. surprises everybody and just takes Adesanya down and grounds and pounds. And if they do get back on the feet, you do have the advantage that you're a heavier puncher, a heavier guy, and Romero did nothing. And then he was mad that he lost. You can't stand in the middle of the ring and then pretend like you won. He said he was a warrior and he said all of this. I could salsa now. Like, now you want to move at the post press conference? Now you want to start dancing and moving? He moved more at the post press conference than he did in the fight. I was pretty drunk when I watched it, and part of me wanted to say, like, Romero won, but if you don't go after it, if you don't want to fight, then you're not going to win. And you just wasted probably your last chance at the gold belt. So, Adesanya did win, and well deserved. If somebody has an opportunity and they do nothing about it, then they do not deserve to be the champion. So I see Romero fighting again, but never for the belt again, unless some catastrophic thing happens where no middleweight can fight. I don't think that's ever going to happen. And the next fight for Adesanya is Paulo Costa, which is no Romero, and he's going to come at Adesanya, and we'll see, and we'll see what happens. Paulo Costa reminds me of Kevin Gastelum, so we might have a really good fight in our hands, but we thought this one was going to be a good fight, and look what happened. But speaking about good fights, Khabib versus Tony Ferguson is next. I will be doing a card breakdown for 249, and Jesus, if I had a time machine, I'd fast forward just to that date. That fight is going to be good. I'll break it more down, but if you guys like the fight talk, then let me know. That way I know I'm doing something right. It's kind of clunky, I know, because I have to remember stats and remember what happened and stuff like that. But the more I do it, the better I'm going to get at it. So, yeah, that was my weekend. I woke up hungover. Definitely mad that the fight didn't live up to its expectations. And we'll see what happens in the next fight Adesanya has. Hopefully it's more entertaining than this fight. But speaking about entertainment, I do have a movie recommendation, and I didn't even think I was going to watch the movie. We took my nieces out to watch Sonic the Hedgehog, and I was planning to knock out, we just wanted to do something nice for the kids. And we took them to go watch Sonic the Hedgehog. And the weird part about it was that a lot of grown men were walking in, like on a Saturday night. It was kind of odd. It was like no kids, no nothing. It was just like pairs of guys going to watch Sonic. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's like a kid movie. And then I started watching it, and like the first 20 minutes, I was like hooked. I was laughing at the jokes, and I was paying attention, and my plan was to go to sleep. So, it's a good movie when you don't even want to watch it and it forces you to watch it, and then you start rooting for Sonic and the Donut Lord. You have to watch it to know what I mean. But it was a great movie, and I could tell why there was a bunch of, the nostalgia, and why guys my age would go alone to go watch that movie without kids, because we all grew up with Sonic the Hedgehog. If you had a Genesis Sega or Sega Genesis, I don't know which one it is, you grew up with Sonic. And I remember getting Sonic toys from McDonald's, so the nostalgia's there, the memories are there. Honestly, Jim Carrey is one of the best fucking actors in the world. Jim Carrey has not changed a bit since Dumb and Dumber. I'm pretty sure he could play other roles where he's more serious, but he still has it. He's still funny, and he still has that. He still has those characteristics that made him so famous, like in The Mask and Dumb and Dumber and Liar Liar. There's a certain thing that only he can do, and it makes him hilarious. So I enjoyed him in the movie. I thought it was funny. I thought the movie was like, the storyline was great and just very entertaining, very like a lot of action, funny ass jokes. For a kid movie, shit, it's a lot better than a lot of other movies. So I suggest you guys go watch that. I suggest you guys do your research for UFC 249, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be the UFC 249 card breakdown. So I'm happy to be back. I'm happy I probably don't have corona, and I'm happy you guys are watching. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and that's it.